Somehow, like, your mom got introduced to my mom, and you're like, hey, check out these yo-yos. And I'm like, I think yo-yos are quite fantastic as well.
Yeah, and then we actually ended up making a Star Wars fan film together in 9th grade. And that was like when I was like, wait, your dad has a sweet video camera? We started shooting videos together and started doing visual effects together, and just kind of stuck with it. It was one of those things where we saw the potential in it right away, like how many things you could do using the computer as a visual effects tool. After working in it for like, you know, just a year or two out for fun, we saw that we were quickly starting to like accelerate through it, and that there was a ton more stuff to learn and uncover and figure out. And so we just stuck with it, and for every year that we stuck with it, it was just another year of experience under our belts, another year of knowledge and skill, refinement, and all that kind of stuff. And so we try to really focus on learning about all these different aspects we can, which is one of the great things about YouTube is many of our videos actually, they're half, you know, entertainment pieces, but also half experiments and learning experiences for us to try all these different things, meet these different people, and learn all these new techniques, so that when it comes time to make a bigger project, we actually have something to fall back on when we say like, hey, here's how I think we should approach this scene, and having done it before, you know, we can talk about, you know, all the various points and aspects that somebody who's very skilled in an area would be able to bring to the table and talk about it, rather than having to say like, I don't really know a whole lot about this, so you'll just have to do your best, and I hope it's good. If you want to work with people, and you don't have a huge budget, don't offer them just a tiny amount of money. Instead, ask them for a favor, because if you ask them for a favor, and it's a person that, you know, say has a skill that costs $1,000 a day, they'll come out and they'll do you a favor, because people are in this because they want to make films. They're in this because they want to do what they're doing. And if you ask them to come out for a day, they'll take their time, they'll donate it, and they'll come and work with you. The expectation is that you'll do the same in return should they need it. But when you say, hey, I can't pay you your rate, but I can pay you like $100, then you're devaluing them. And it immediately makes, like, when you do a favor, even though you didn't get paid anything, it's still very valuable. But when somebody pays you $100, then you're just worth $100. So it's kind of, we learned very quickly that if we want to make a cool video, we don't have a huge budget for it because it's just going to be a regular YouTube video. People are happy to come out and help if we simply just ask them to. We don't need to get into this whole it's small budget or that kind of thing. If it's a small budget film, we just say, hey, we're working on this project, we'd love your help. And then people tend to come out and help. And then the occasional bigger project comes along where we happen to get a sponsorship from a video game company or something like that, and then we can actually pay them their actual rate. And that's kind of how we do things. And, you know, so the budgets fluctuate wildly, but there's a lot of other stuff at play behind the scenes.
Epic Mealtime Online Culinary Idiotic Geniuses. We teamed up with these YouTube magicians with their fancy camera tricks and gadgets. 75% of this bullshit isn't even real. It's generated with computer softwares and internet tubes. This isn't even a person. We added it in post-production.
Epic Mealtime was a lot of fun to collaborate with. Yeah, that was a great experience. Just go out and get 100 hamburgers and, you know, come up with funny ideas and that kind of stuff.
100 hamburgers is not that hard to get, apparently.
100 hamburgers.
I'd say right now, one of the other people besides that is Clint Jones. He runs the Punisher channel. He's actually been working with us in our studio for a long time, and really cool guy, really funny, a lot of really good ideas, and he's really good at what he does as well. So we've been finding it pretty easy to collaborate with him on a lot of projects. He's been in a ton of our videos. The
Wong Fu guys are one of the only channels I see where they'll actually just go out and have written pieces that have characters that are addressing things like relationships and, you know, people interacting with other people, and they're actually managing to get an audience and get views with that type of content, and that's very, very hard to do, and they're pulling that off. Mm-hmm. So they're one of the other groups of filmmakers on YouTube where I really respect what they do, because it's very true filmmaking, mm-hmm. what they're doing, as opposed to, say, being a personality on camera or, you know, talking about ideas and things like that. Like, they're actually going out and shooting scenes that they've written with characters, and they're not going crazy with VFX or anything like that, like what we're doing, but they're still, you know, really hooking something in people and making people want to watch. So one of the questions we get asked most often is, what's the deal with us and the guys from Freddie W? Do we live together? Do we work together? Do we work on each other's videos? What's going on? We've been long-time friends with Brandon.
In high school, blew stuff up in his backyard together and stuff, started things on fire, whatever.
Made short action films together. You know, all the same stuff we do now, but on a high school scale.
Yeah, exactly. Brandon really didn't know much about the effects end of stuff, actually, back then. It seems crazy. But basically, we just worked with him for almost a full year, and we tried to just teach them everything we know about anything. And they started their YouTube channel, and we just kept doing it. We were there, still doing freelance VFX, and so we would be basically just be passing tips back and forth on how to do different, effects and things like that. And
basically, as we gave them tips for how to do VFX, they were giving us tips on their strategies that they're trying with their YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly, because then they had a head start on their channel, and they basically, we were learning things about how the online video world was working as we were finishing all these VFX gigs.
Oh, Mario! I gotcha! You gotta reset the game! I got you, man. Hold on. Help me.
I'd like to imagine there's a secret formula that only we know, but it's actually really obvious. But obviously, and it's all, this is all under the umbrella of making sure you have a good execution on the idea. But regardless, it is, we got a variety of video game characters featured in this video. And that means even if you're not a fan of Minecraft, you're a fan of Mario. And if you're not a fan of Mario, you're a fan of Master Chief. So it's like, you're gonna like something in this. And
it has a common experience.
Yeah, it has that common experience.
Glitches
no matter
in video games. Every video gamer knows about glitches in video games.
Yeah, so basically, we're taking a variety of video game characters, taking a very basic common experience that affects all of these video games essentially, and then
throw in a bunch of VFX.
And then throw in a bunch of VFX. Make it really epic. Cool.
Really epic.
Epic. It's always got to be. This is the most epic thing that's ever happened.
And make it funny.
And it's a little bit of comedy in there too. So like the insta-kill videos, it meets all those requirements too. It's a variety of video game characters, tons of VFX. It's super epic because it's two people constantly switching characters and trying to, insta-kill each other, and it's a little bit funny too, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Is it funny? It's more stylish than funny, but it's naturally.
That guy gets smooshed by the blue shell thing.
Is that funny?
It's pretty funny.
Well, if you think gore is funny, then it's really funny. Advantages, you get to make whatever you want and no one is your boss. Disadvantages is you're not making that much money off your videos and you don't have enough budget to make anything other than a quick little video.
It's like we're making, granted they're short, a lot shorter than a TV show, but we're making videos that get as many hits as, a very popular cable television show, or even like a TV show on, the standard ABC, CBS, NBC networks. So we're making clips that are getting millions of views, but our budgets are still only $1,000.
And that's if we spend every dollar we make.
Yeah, we won't really make any money off a video for spending $1,000 on it.
Yeah,
so
that's
the downside of YouTube, is that the money's not there yet with the advertising, and you can really go out there and seek out sponsorships, but it's so incredibly hard to find a company that is going to let you make a video that doesn't feel like an advertisement, and still feel like they're getting their money's worth. So little by little, as YouTube hopefully evolves and gets CPMs higher and gets those budgets higher, then they'll see the content evolve. It's the reason you're not seeing a lot of people doing what we're doing is because it's very hard to afford a nice camera and a nice set of lenses and nice computers and a team of people when you're making a CPM of $1, per thousand. So it's not until you see that go up that you're going to see some stuff change. So that's certainly a disadvantage of YouTube. Mega advantage is direct connection with the audience, knowing right away what people like and what they don't like, and you have to read into it a little bit. People aren't sitting down and busting out a Roger Ebert level critique of the insights of your film and how it flows. They're saying that was good or this part was boring, and so you have to figure out what's inspiring that. But if you see a common thread with people on the film in the comments section, that helps you learn as an artist. Like, for example, with the Zelda video that just came out, we knew that if we didn't get Link's look correct and Dark Link's look correct, that people would, they just immediately be distracted by the piece. And so, we put a lot, we made these costumes, put a lot of time and effort into, crafting the look of this piece. And the question is, did we pull it off? And based on the comments section, for Dark Link we did, but for Link, people thought it was a little bit hit and miss. But that's also going to be a little bit naturally the case when people are watching something, because everybody has their own version of who these characters are.
Although at the end of the day, I think what was more important to the audience, based on the top comments, is that we left a lens on one of the rocks in a shot.
The network system on YouTube can be helpful, and it can really be great for people who are trying to start off and make a living and get off the ground. But there's a very, I guess, deep problem in it, and that is pretty much everybody that goes out and says, hey, join our network, they promise that they'll provide certain amounts of support and they'll try to help you grow your channel. You know, that there's a team of other channels there that can work with you. And that's true to some degree. But once you start signing on more than 10 channels into a network, and every network has more than 10 channels now, there's no way you can work with all those people in any kind of close manner. If you signed on 1,000 channels into your network, everybody's been signed on with the promise that this network is there to support them. But if 1,000 people need just a 5-minute call with the person managing them at the network, there's not enough time in a week to, you know, call 1,000 different channels and manage all that. There's no way to keep track of that.
Yeah, like last year we were very focused on like subscriber-based stuff, where we're so worried about these numbers and rankings and stuff like this. But this year it's kind of like, meh, like you're ranked, but like the only thing that matters is like if people are liking the videos you're making,
yeah.
And like if you're enjoying what you're doing.
It doesn't matter if you're like the lowest subscribed YouTube channel on YouTube if every video you make gets views and people like it. Mm-hmm. You know, that's really what it comes down to. It's not as competitive as television because you're not in a time slot against another show and it's like, which one am I going to watch? I can only pick one. You know, with YouTube it's like, that's a cool video. Oh, that's another cool video.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that video now. And you're not really competing with other people.
Also, subscriber numbers I think are a little overrated, frankly. Like even though, like, it even happens today where it's like, oh, we have so many subscribers, but it's like not even any of them like really consistently watch our videos. Like, we have 2 million subscribers, but you know, like when we put a video out, it's not like they all see it or they all go and watch it.
You don't get 2 million views.
We don't get 2 million views in the first day or first week, you know. So it's like, you know, it's not like they don't have value, but it's not like it doesn't determine the success of your videos or your channel. So
it helps.
It helps.
It's a factor.
Sure.
It's a factor.
I mean, yeah.
It's not the deciding factor.
Yeah, it's not going to make or break it.
Yeah. So, long story short, I'd say people can look forward to us hopefully starting to evolve and move into the next step of the art form and of our careers as the year progresses and we go into next year.
Well, it's safe to say also that we have plans also later this fall to put some pretty big videos out. Fingers crossed, obviously. But on our channel. But we're gonna have a bunch of really kind of like funny, more like classic videos on our channel this summer, and then when the fall comes around, we're gonna have some like really big projects coming out. So I'm very excited for it.